Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about St. Thomas Aquinas. I'm going to talk about his economic theories and his life. So, Aquinas was born in 1225 and died March 7th in 1274. The date he was born is unknown. So, let's talk about his early life. So, Aquinas was born wealthy. He was born to nobility on the island of Sicily in Italy. He was born in a big castle and had a lot of money. Now, because of this, he was able to pretty much attend any university he wanted. He went to the University of Paris, the University of Naples, and he got the best education possible. He read Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, pretty much everyone, and this really inspired him. Now, while he was there, he met John of Julian, and this inspired him to join what was called the Dominican Order, a new priesthood which had recently been founded. Now, Thomas's family did not like Thomas's newfound faith, and so one day, while Thomas was drinking from a stream, just having a bit of a sip, his siblings came and captured him, and they brought him all the way back to his home in Roseca. Now, at his home, they kept him here, locked up away in the tower, and they forced him to try and influence him, to steer him away from his newfound faith. They tried using money and alcohol and drugs, but nothing could keep Thomas from his newfound faith. Now, Thomas was a thinker. He wrote a ton. Like, seriously, check out his Wikipedia page. This guy was addicted to writing. He wrote all kinds of books, and most of his books were about the nature of humans and the nature of God, like his Summa Theologica and the Summa Contra Gentiles. Now, we're going to be looking at his economic theories. Now, his economic theory, his biggest one, was about just price. Now, what is this just price? Now, just price is the idea that you can't charge more for something than what it's worth. So, if it costs you $2 to make one loaf of bread or one bottle of Smirnoff, then you can't charge $3 for it. Because, in his mind, that is a form of stealing. It's a form of theft. Now, this didn't just apply to, his bottles of Smirnoff. This applied to loans. Now, the important thing to remember here is Thomas came from a time when loans and the people who gave them out were not exactly liked by the community. They were kind of forced to take out these loans to pay their bills. Now, Thomas's idea was that you can't charge someone interest on a loan because you've only given them, let's say, $100 for their loan, so that would be unfair and it would be theft to charge them, say, $110 because they are getting $10 back that they didn't give them in the first place. So that's theft. Now, Aquinas' ideas influenced the world a lot, and lots of places actually abide by these rules of just price, mostly in the Islamic world. In fact, in the Islamic world today, you cannot take out a loan and charge interest for it. Now, Thomas's idea of just price has come under fire a little bit by lots of economic thinkers today, some of which are James Scott and Jacob Goldstein, who have pointed out two important things when thinking about the idea of just price. The first problem with just price is motivation. Now, motivation. Loans are an important part of our society, and most businesses that aren't huge corporate multinational baloney, most of them start off with a loan from the bank. If you want to start, if you want to open your, I don't know, your coffee shop, then you have to go get some big $10,000 loan from the bank. Now, the bank is probably going to charge you interest, and you're probably going to end up paying back like, now I don't have the statistics on me, but let's say they make you pay back $11,000. Now, according to Thomas's idea of just price, that would be wrong. But here's the thing. No bank is going to loan you $10,000 just for funsies. If they're not going to make any money off of it, if they're only going to get back that same amount, well, then they're not going to give it to you. What benefit does it get them to just give you $10 that they don't have anymore? And what if they want to spend it? It's just, there's no motivation behind it. So now you can't open your shop. The loaner doesn't get his interest of $1,000, and the consumer doesn't get the product he's selling. So everyone loses in this situation. And that is one of the problems with Thomas's idea of just price. But motivation isn't the only issue. The other issue is the idea of what is just. Now, one of the big principles of just price is the cost of production. So, if it costs you, like I said, $2 to make a loaf of bread, you cannot charge $3 for it. But here's the thing. What's just? What if you want to charge $3 for what it costs for only $2 worth of bread? What if you want to charge $3 so that you can expand your business? What if you want to charge $4 so you can hire some employees to help you make the bread, and you want to get another oven so you can churn out these loaves at 2 times the speed? Because if you can do that, what ends up happening is you're able to produce more bread, which means more people get bread on their tables. And that seems pretty just to me. And if all goes well enough, you end up lowering the price at some point. Now, if you lower the price, that seems pretty just. But according to the idea of just price, you couldn't do that, because at the beginning, you had to charge $3 for your $2 it costs you to make of bread. So, what's all this mean? Well, Thomas Aquinas was a religious thinker, and his ideas inspired the world. And lots of places still follow just price. And so, even if lots of people disagree, I personally disagree with his ideas. Even if a lot do, a lot of people see it differently. And honestly, it's all about morals. Being a religious guy, he was pretty concerned with the people, and he wanted to make sure everyone got the best price on their bread, and that no one was stolen from or taken advantage from. And that's a noble goal. But when it comes to economics, there's a lot of factors you have to include. And just price is a bit bunk when you take in more than just the original price. So, I hope you learned something about just price. I hope you learned a little something about Thomas Aquinas. And have a nice day.